live because why not? Hopefully everybody's having a good Saturday and all that good stuff. Hopefully I had a good start to the weekend and everything that comes from it. Hopefully y'all chilling, vibing, all that good stuff. I'm just here chilling. I just decided to say, you know what? Let me go live. Let me just hang out with y'all and stuff like that cuz it's always good. I enjoy doing these live streams and chatting with y'all, just hanging out and all that good stuff, because it's entertaining if you want to say. Reynaldo, what's up? Appreciate you for watching. I know we're waiting for notifications and all that stuff. Y'all already know how I do these random live streams. I don't like to plan them just because it's more fun when it's just random. Unless it's something important that I really want to talk about, then I'll probably set a calendar and a specific date and stuff like that. But just here hanging out with y'all and stuff like that. What's up with you right now, though? Um, I know you and me always got something to say. It cracks me up, man. I don't take it personal, man. I really don't. It's all good. It's all for fun and just different point of views and stuff. Just here, just hanging out and stuff. Apparently, I know today's a Saturday and stuff, so probably people are busy and things like that. So, Knight, what's up? Alien was mediocre. Didn't enjoy the gimmick. Really? Oh man, damn! I haven't even seen it. The last thing I saw Alien was probably what it was. That show on Hulu, and then the last movie that they put out and stuff. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've been hearing mixed reactions. Some people like it, some people don't. So I don't know. I don't know. It's just I don't know. I just feel that Alien is missing something. It's not like what it used to be. The last movie was all right. I liked it. What was it, Romulus? And what else? That show on Hulu, Prey. I think that one was dope too. But I didn't see the animated one. I heard that was really good, so I don't know. I don't really know about that one. How I'm doing? I'm good. I'm just chilling, just hanging out and stuff. I was actually moving some things, with the shelves, with my figures and all that stuff. So, I just figured, you know what? Damn, let me just go live and just hang out with you and stuff. Pride Tune 55, what's up, man? Appreciate you for watching. I'm watching Avatar for the first time. I'm liking it. Great CGI. You know what? Don't feel bad because I just saw Avatar probably last year. After what is it like? Almost like 25 to 30 years later is when I finally saw it too. So I feel you, man. They are good. I never saw them just because of those blue cat looking people. That's what I call them. They look like straight up like those cats that you see on on Broadway. I don't know. That's just my. That's just how I see them. They look like cats. I don't know. I never saw it, but then when I finally saw it, I was like, damn, some good movies. The same thing with the most recent one, the last one that came out, and I'm gonna see the new one that they already starting to market it and stuff like that. So I'll be checking that out for sure. And I mean, they're bringing it out at a perfect time. Avatar is a big brand that people love it. And James Cameron, he always delivers. It's pretty good and stuff. Romulus and what Covenant were solid. Okay, cool. Nice, nice, nice. How is the Rebel Defenders comic book you're making going? Is it making a lot of money or people reading it? Yeah, I'm actually surprised people are actually buying it and supporting it, so that's good. And that's a digital copy that I have right now. So once I drop a physical one day, then I know that's gonna even move more just because I guess people like more physical and things. But for what it is, I'm actually like I'm happy with the turnout and stuff like that. And now I'm already working on the second issue, so. I already started yesterday. And as ideas start popping up and things, then I just start like writing down and then just throwing them into what's coming up into the script and whatever it comes into my head and stuff. So, sometimes like today I'm just like I don't feel like writing or drawing, so I was like I'm just gonna relax and chill. It's good because you have to rest sometimes your brain and stuff like that. Let's see. Hold on, Sean, what's up? Appreciate you for watching also. You heard that Supergirl might be more serious. Yeah, they're doing supposedly a screening for it. They're preparing to do the first private screening with WB and a few people. Who knows what's gonna come from that? We'll find out, I guess. As it starts coming out and things like that. Good to hear that your comic is going good. Yeah, appreciate that. Thank you, though. Chris, what's up? What's up? Not much. Just here, hanging out with y'all and stuff. Decided to do a live stream, and here we are. Just pretty much just talking about anything and everything. Whatever y'all want to bring up and things like that. So, we're just here hanging out and vibing, chilling, all that goodness and stuff. One thing I do want to say, like if y'all saw not the last one, but the previous live stream that I did one with the open mic. I'm happy how that one turned out. I'm planning on doing more. So, I like how everybody kept it cool. Everybody was neutral. It's okay to have different opinions. It's good. It's always good. Of course, it brings up more, in the conversations and stuff like that. But I like how everybody handled it. Like I really like how everybody handled it. And I will be doing some more open mics, and with the same way that we did it, because it's cool to hear y'all, and we talk, we chat, all that stuff. It's different, from reading the comments to actually, like hearing y'all and stuff like that. So that's pretty dope. Like I said, I'm happy how that one turned out, and like much respect to everybody, because y'all straight up y'all did your part, and that helps out. That turns everything. We all had a good experience, nice turnout. So it was pretty solid. I like that. I really like that. So I'll be doing some more for sure. Let me know if y'all want me to do that on the weekends or on the weekday. What works best? I'm thinking about doing one tomorrow. Like another open mic. That way y'all can jump in and talk, and that way we can interact and stuff like that too. So, did you hear the Simpsons movie 2 is confirmed to be in development? Yeah, yeah, they already announced that for 2027 or something like that. Have you played Alien versus Predator video game on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360? No, I played it back in the days, like on the arcade and the Super Nintendo. Those are pretty dope, and of course on Sega and stuff like that. But I know that there was one. I think it was I don't know which one. It was very scary. They said, but I did play the one on the where was it on the PlayStation Network. That one was fun, but then it gets a little bit boring because it's the same thing. But I like how like you just pump lead and into the aliens and stuff like that. So I don't remember which one it is. I think it was like free on the PlayStation Network. And speaking about PlayStation Network, did y'all hear that in January supposedly PlayStation is removing the paid membership so we can all play without having to pay for a membership? That's pretty dope. That's pretty solid. I like that. Finally, things are changing, and they're finally fixing things, because it's like, who the hell wants to pay for a membership just to play with their friends and stuff online? So that's pretty cool. So that would be nice to like play with y'all on the PlayStation and stuff like that. I'm more PlayStation. I'm not Xbox. But I'm saying y'all can still join, and like if y'all play certain games that we can play and things. You watch Aquaman 2018 again, and one deserved that 1 billion. Yeah, that's a good movie. Honestly, I agree with you. The first Aquaman was dope. I liked it. I liked it. I like what they were doing with it. Um, you could see that DC wanted to branch out and still stay connected, but do their thing, and like with the whole, I guess, vibrant colors and more color to the universe that were. It was dope. I liked it. I really do. That was it was really good. The second film was actually it wasn't enjoyable. I prefer the first one more, but the second was it was enjoyable. I like what they did. The continuity and how everything was still connected and things like that. You know, but man, it is what it is, I guess. Like, damn, WB sometimes. Okay, good luck with that open mic stream. Yeah. Question: have you seen the Five Nights at Freddy movie? Yeah, the first movie was good. I'm looking forward to the next one. The second one, Five Nights at Freddy, is based on a true story. Damn, for real? Like, in what sense? I mean, there's no, like the machines and stuff, but I'm saying, like, in what sense that somebody actually got like taken out or something by like at an abandoned ex Chuck E. Cheese establishment looking type of place. Damn, I had no idea on that. But yeah, Five Nights at Freddy was pretty dope. The first film, and for a PG-13, I like what they did. That like that movie was straight up like suspense. It had that thrill to it, and they didn't have to show too much. I like that. Like I don't mind horror movies like that. Like to me, I classify that as a horror. It's probably not like hardcore horror in the sense like they're like showing everything getting slashed and spilling and everything. Like nah, I'm not really too much into those films. Like I can't get into Chainsaw Massacre. I just can't, just because it's just too much. You get what I'm saying? Like it's like, all right, like when they push it too much, like for me, I'm like, that's too much. Like I just can't, honestly. But I know it's a huge market and people love that. Let's see. You're more of a Nintendo gamer. Been playing Nintendo Switch. Nice. Do you got the Nintendo Switch too, or you're still playing the first one? I still play my first one. I don't even look a reason to have the second one, honestly. Probably when, maybe later on, but not now. It's pretty much the same thing to me. The last system you bought was a PS3. Damn, I still be playing with my PS3, no lie. Like I said, we're in October. Y'all know what that means. It's time for me to start live streaming soon and starting my gameplay for Arkham Origins. I do that every October. That's crazy. It usually starts in this week. Damn, that was random, but you just reminded me. Like I said, every year I play that Arkham Origins, and I play from October all the way to like December to end the year. It's pretty solid. I like doing that. I've made it a tradition now every year that I do that. Haven't upgraded. You haven't really missed much. I mean, it's PS4 and PS5. I'm gonna be honest with you. Just get a PS4, because the PS5 is straight up just a PS4. It's just more on steroids, honestly. That's the difference. But like there's really no exclusive real games for the PS5, because pretty much everything is just freaking ported from PS4 into the 5. I feel PS5 was such a wasted opportunity, and it's like Sony really hasn't really been putting real good games out there. Besides Astrobots and like little games here and there, but not nothing where it's like PS4. PS4 has some titles, and PS3, yo, there was more titles on PS3 than there was on 4, and now there's more on 4 than there is on 5. It's like everything is just getting ported over and stuff like that. Five Nights at Freddy's is more based on a video game. Is that what it started off? Because I remember like years ago before the movie came out, like you would go to GameStop, I would be like, what the hell is Five Nights at Freddy's? And like kids were so obsessed with that and stuff like that. Chuck E. Cheese, look it up if you don't believe me. Oh, damn, okay, I'm gonna have to check that out for sure. Shit, Batman 84, what's up? James Gunn's crying the race card for us haters. James Gunn. James Gunn could do like straight up, at WWE with DX. He could suck it. I can't stand James Gunn no more. I haven't gotten the Nintendo Switch 2. All right. Have you heard of the anime One Punch Man? Yeah, the bald dude that look like an egg and he wears a cape. I've seen probably maybe 2 or 3 episodes. It's all right. It's just, yeah, that's the whole gimmick, One Punch Man. He doesn't want us to question anything, mindless consumers. Yeah, pretty much that's what it's come down to and things like that. And them pushing that whole type of agenda of different types. Man, I won't even get started with that, man. It's just wild. Like I said, I guess the fall of DC has already arrived, and notice that the numbers officially for Superman, they closed worldwide 600, and I think $617 million or something like that. Something bad. I'm like, damn, worldwide. It's like, damn, yeah, that's pretty sad. Like yeah, there's no coming back from this, honestly. His brother is my hometown at GalaxyCon. He won't shut up about his damn brother's DCU. I can't stand his brother. I really can't, man. Honestly, I just can't, man. Damn. Yeah, I don't know who's more annoying, James Gunn or his brother. I think his brother's more annoying. Um, what's his name? Sean Gunn or whatever his name is. Yeah, I can't stand dude. Honestly, I've never liked him since Guardians of the Galaxy, and I didn't even know that was his brother. Honestly, I was like, I just can't stand that guy. And then when I found out that was the brother, I was like, oh, it all makes sense. It all makes sense. You heard that Sony Pictures are working on a live action One Punch Man movie with a director of Fast and Furious confirmed to be directing. Now, which director are we talking about? Are we talking about what's his name? I think it's Justin. What's his name? Dan Justin or something like Justin Lin. I don't remember. The one that did all the Fast and the Furious besides the most recent one, or is it going to be some new director, or what? Because I haven't heard anything about that. One Punch Man live action. I hope they don't screw it up. Honestly, his wife is also insufferable. Yeah, you know what? I feel bad for James Gunn's wife, honestly, in the sense of like you could see, homegirl's trying. I give it to her, like nothing against her, no hate against her, nothing like that. Beautiful woman, beautiful woman. Let's give credit where credit is due. But her career, nobody in Hollywood wants to hire her, man. Like nobody wants to work with her. She's not an actress where it's like, wow, like poor thing. I feel sorry for her. Like people say, bless her soul. Like but she doesn't cut it as an actress, honestly. I remember seeing season 1 of Peacemaker, and like I just wasn't believing it. I was like, you could tell she's trying hard, but I guess the guidance and the way that James Gunn directs, it's very generic. So like that's what came from it. And now season 2, seeing the clips and stuff that are coming from it, it's like even more cringe. I'm like, damn, like at least in the first one it was a little bit better. Now it's like, yo, what happened? And they're trying so hard. You can see James Gunn's just trying to push Judo Master. That girl, I can't remember her name. Amanda Waller's daughter. Um, the big dude, I can't stand the big dude. What's his name? Steve Agee, whatever his name is. I can't stand that dude. Nobody hires his ass in Hollywood. Nobody. He's only in Peacemaker. That's it. He's not in anything. And if he's in anything, I don't even know what the hell he's in, honestly. Yeah, Sean Gunn is a douchebag. Let's see, light skin. What's up? What's up? You already know. Just here chatting with y'all and stuff like that. It's kind of sad for for Jennifer Holland. I guess in this industry, like she's really trying. She's doing her best, and John Cena is John Cena. Like he's John Cena in WWE. He's John Cena in the Fast and Furious. He's John Cena in Peacemaker and all these movies. That's who he is. When he came out in Bumblebee, again, he was just John Cena. I was like, I liked him in that movie. He was all right. I like him as a wrestler. Like I'm not like a big fan of him, but like when he wrestles, I'm like, yo, let's go. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, but Peacemaker, I don't know. I just don't care about him like that. Let's see. Cryptic V, what's up? What's up? Just here chilling with y'all. Um, you think it's funny that James Gunn directing a Peacemaker? James Gunn basically wrote a romance between John Cena and his wife. Yeah, yeah, he pretty much did that. I know there's a meme floating around right now that you see. I'm sure y'all seen that it shows from the new Peacemaker where it shows James Gunn's wife with John Cena, and they're supposed to do a scene, and then you see James Gunn like a cartoon, like, and then she's like, "You're sure?" And then like he's like, "Yeah, I'm sure." I can't. When I saw it, I was like, "Who did that, man?" Like like he gets off of that or something. I was like, "Man, that's crazy." I disagree with Frank Grillo. Let me see. Hold on, because the comments keep going up. Saying Gunn's wife is better than Ana de Armas. Yeah, no, hell no, hell no. I disagree too. Hell no, I can't agree with that. Look, Ana de Armas. A lot of people were talking smack and said that what is it? Ballerina was woke. No, it wasn't. That movie was not woke. Straight up, that was just a whole bunch of sissies that couldn't handle it, and they straight up took it to heart because oh, here you have a strong female, like blasting like John Wick. I'm gonna be honest with you. I saw that movie and yo, that movie was pretty dope. I was like, damn, like it was straight up the female version of John Wick. And seeing that John Wick comes out in that movie too, I was like, hell yeah, what? Hell yeah. I think what is it, Warner Brothers the one that owns that is it Warner Brothers or is it somebody else? I don't know, but whoever owns it, or is it Lionsgate? I don't know. I don't know. But whoever owns it, yo, they have that franchise like really really well established. And I like that. Um I don't know, it's just John Wick. That whole universe is pretty dope. It's pretty solid with what they're doing and stuff like that. And that lady Ana de Armas, she pulled a good part on that movie as the character that she was playing and stuff like that. Let's see. James Gunn likes to look. Yeah. Yeah, I play too much, man. That's why I love the internet. I love the internet. Yo, when I saw that meme, I couldn't stop laughing. I'm just thinking about it right now. It's like, and the way that they drew him, his little hair. He's just there sitting on a chair, like, yeah, go for it. Yeah, man, the internet's wild, man. Straight up. And James Gunn likes to watch his wife get it on with other men. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, I'll definitely disagree, Anna, all day. Yeah. All right, let me see. Let me see. Do you what? Do you FW with men? Was that? Uh, okay, Lion Gates. All right, yeah, Lion Gates. You personally think John Cena is doing a good job with Peacemaker? In your opinion, I don't see John Cena when I see Peacemaker. I see Peacemaker as Peacemaker. Yeah, like when the last Fast and the Furious movie came out, when when John Cena come out, like if you don't look at the movie, I have this habit of like when he was on screen, The Rock was on screen, I just looked away and I was like, yo, all I hear is Peacemaker talking to straight up Shazam. I mean, Black Adam. I was like, hell, man, like you get what I'm saying? That's how much impact that they've played, with these movies and stuff. And then I look away and I was like, damn, that's all I hear. Peacemaker literally talking with Black Adam. I was like, do it, do it. If y'all don't believe me, do it the next time y'all watch a movie. That's what I be seeing. I'll be like, oh no, here we go. You see what I'm saying? And the same thing when Transformers One with Scarlett Johansson, all I could hear was Black Widow. And then when Thor as Optimus, I was like, all I hear is Thor. You get what I'm saying? Like I don't know. It's just something about that they do that it just stays with the character. Lionsgate owns the John Wick films. WB wishes. Oh, okay, so yeah, Lionsgate. Okay, yeah, they're doing a fantastic job. Because I know WB loves to promote that movie. I guess because of the distribution part and stuff like that. So that's why I was kind of confused. I wasn't sure. Yeah, WB wishes. But yeah, that the John Wick universe, man, that's a solid universe what they have, and I know they take a long time to put out the next movie, and that's good. They take their time and stuff. Sometimes it's a little too long. They should just like bring them out a little bit faster. But I want to see what they're gonna do with the next one and stuff like that. In fact, WB turned down John Wick, believing it was gonna flop. Wow, look, man, WB are some morons, honestly. Look, they turned down John Wick. Wow. They turned down Rebel Moon. Come on, it's like, yo, like, damn, they could have been capitalizing. They really could have been capitalizing with those IPs and stuff like that. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad, and it's crazy because talking about IPs. I know this is random, but Pacific Rim is I love that franchise. First movie, amazing. The second movie, that's not the second movie, honestly. Like, but look at that's why they haven't done the third one because I know I was reading recently something and they were saying that WB they weren't happy with it, with the numbers that they got back in, I think it was like what 2018 or something like that, and that's why we never got a third film. And I'm like, damn. And watch, WB is the type of company that this is what irritates me as a fan, as the general audience, if you want to say, when companies do, oh well, we're gonna wait like probably 20 years and then we're gonna put out the next film. I'm like, what? Like, why now? Like what they did with Happy Gilmore. I'm like, this generation doesn't know about that. That's like for like people that grew up during that time in the '90s and stuff. And once they do that, I'm like, damn, like why even bring it back? Honestly, in fact, WB turned down John Wick, believing it was a flop. They turned down the Snyderverse. Yeah, yeah, it's just the poor the management over at WB. I don't know how incompetent they are. It's like it's like they want to like fail on purpose. I don't get it, honestly. I find it kind of weird that the DCU Superman movie didn't get a video game on console. He was just in Fortnite. Well, we haven't been getting video games related about movies for a long time. It's been a long time. I think the last movie that got an actual video game, like adaptation of anything, I think it was during, if I might be wrong, but I remember barely. I know we got a movie for Batman Begins. We didn't get nothing for The Dark Knight. We got for the Transformers 1, 2, and 3. I have them all three of them. Dark of the Moon is the last one. and they were trying to do something with Age of Extinction, but it was like kind of a mix multiverse, and that game didn't do that good. Still fun, but it just didn't do that good for them. But and what it was, I think Captain America. I think it was the first one. Maybe there was a Hulk. I remember that on PS3. But damn, like it's been so long, I can't even remember honestly. Um, damn, that's how long it's been honestly. So yeah, they haven't been doing that for a while. Like I don't know. I don't know why they haven't been doing that. It's wild. They left money on the table. Yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. When they don't do stuff like that, they leave a lot of money on the table. The people who say ballerina is woke clearly then watch the movie because in her training, they told her she had a disadvantage because she's a woman. Yeah, yeah, I like that movie. Honestly, I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I think it was a solid movie for what it is. And I like how they connect it when John Wick walks in, and then from the first movie, from the other point of view, I love that. I really like when they do stuff like that, like little things like that. To me, when I'm watching a movie, damn that's giving me goosebumps right now, just because it's like, yo, they didn't have to do that, but they did that. It just shows you a different point of view. I don't know, little things like that to me, like I find it very interesting. I like that more than an actual cameo in a movie, just because it's like, okay, the continuity has been there since day one, because when you look at it from the first movie, that little girl's going down the stairs is her. So it's like showing you going back to that one scene from that movie. I was like, damn, like those are little small things that make a movie even more like, more juicy and stuff like that. They did the same thing with Beetlejuice. Yeah, Beetlejuice, man. They took forever until we got the last one, the most recent one and stuff like that. I'm not into Beetlejuice, so I didn't even watch it honestly. I probably seen the first one when I was little, but I've never been into Beetlejuice. Too weird for me. It's like I know that's what's his name, Tim Burton. Tim Burton has a really weird style, but that's his thing. Like Nightmare Before Christmas is forever a classic and stuff. But that's what his style is. Yeah, that's a bro moment in your opinion that movies are not getting video games. Yeah, man, they need to start doing the same thing again. Honestly, like I miss when video games were based, like from a different point of view from the movie itself. It was fun. I liked it, but who knows why they don't do that no more. And I know the Amazing Spider-Man had got 1 and 2, I think. But damn, I don't even remember anymore what after that. You see what I'm saying? Like, and that's been already a while. I would like to see and play a video game on the Peacemaker show. I mean, Peacemaker's a Mortal Kombat, so that. I mean, how much more Peacemaker can that get? It's just straight fighting and blood everywhere and stuff like that. Iron Man and Iron Man 2 video game. Yeah, I have both of them honestly. I like the second one more. The second one is more fun. It's just I can't stand when you make it to that. I forgot that big boss like you got to shoot all the little things in the back. Hey, I always lose in that stage. I can't to this day. I still can't even beat that stage. I'm like, yeah, screw this game. I'll play it up to then and then I quit. Let's see. Ballerina was good to you. Yeah, it was a good movie. Honestly, I liked it for what it is. It's good. It's entertaining. Fabian, what's up? Restore the Snyderverse. You already know it. Hell yeah, you already know that. Haven't seen Ballerina. You got to check it out, Outlaw. You got to see it. It's a solid movie. No bullshit. Like that movie is really good. Like watch it in the sense of like I don't like to say this word, but I'm going to say it with an open mind in the sense of the John Wick universe. That's it. Like that's going to tell you everything, and if you've seen all the other movies, you'll be like, "Damn, like okay, I like what they did with that." Like it's pretty solid. Let's see, what is it? Stylized goth aesthetic is Tim Burton's vibe. Yeah, yeah. Tim Burton, he has a cool, goth style, but I don't know. It's just I guess you got to really be into that thing. I know there was one movie that I saw not long ago. I don't remember which one. I think it was the one with like the lady that she's kind of like I think she's dead, but she's the bride I think or something like that, and like everybody's zombies or something like that. It's weird, It's like to me Tim Burton movies are weird as hell, man. Like you have to really be into that style. I'm not. I like the art, like in the sense of the animation and how he does his characters and stuff. But it's just I don't know. He has a really like I don't know. It's kind of creepy, you know. I love what he did with Batman. That's why I feel that he was perfect for Batman because it's like dark, it's creepy, it's eerie. It's like It's very mysterious, and he nailed it. He did a good job with that. Yo, I won't even lie, yo. Like, if I was to get my comic to grow, like to get real massive, yo, I wouldn't mind either Zack Snyder or Tim Burton straight up directing my movie. You know, hell, even David Ayer, one of those three, I'll be like, yo, what's up? You know, I know with Tim Burton, he will put some like some dark stuff into it, so that would be dope. You know, I like his vibe when it comes to like that type of movie, live action and stuff. You've only seen the first John Wick. Damn, you've only seen the first John Wick. Yo, you've missing out. You got to see all of them straight up. Like put that to your like to watch list. Real talk, because those movies are solid, man. They're really really good. Honestly, out of all of them, the first one's the best one. Two was all right. Three was good. Four was like that was really good. I like the fourth one, and now they're working on the fifth one, and then Ballerina comes before that. But I think that's more like a, I don't know if it's a spin-off. I don't know what they want to do, but whatever. It's still within the same universe. You'll enjoy it. You might like it. You know. If you like those, if you like the first one, then yeah, you'll like the other ones also. Hell yeah, John Wick films are epic, and I like about John Wick also is like dude's a badass. Like he doesn't need so much, and he gets the job done. Like it's like he's a superhero without the powers. I'm like, damn, this dude's kicking ass. He gets his ass handed, and in all these movies, but he still pulls through. And I'm like, damn, this dude doesn't stop. You get what I'm saying? He's like a Batman mixed with a Terminator. I'm like, damn, this dude does not stop. You know, like he'll get shot, he'll get hurt, he'll get like everything. You know, like he'll lose everything, and dude still keeps coming. I'm like, damn. Like, yeah, man, especially with that music kicks in. Oh yeah, you know it's about to get real. I'm like, oh, this is John Wick. Like, he's not playing. He's about to get everybody in this bitch. You heard there was a TV show of John Wick. I don't know. I haven't heard. I'm not even aware if there is one. Um, I don't know if they want to do one. Maybe I have no idea. But that I know of, there's nothing that I could recall. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is something. But is there anything out there, people, that is there a John Wick show or anything? Because I don't know honestly. Um, He's the boogeyman, yeah. And talking about, that we're talking about John Wick, and Keanu Reeves. I know that he's gonna be working. He wants to do a cowboy kind of cyberpunk type of something. I know I came across something that he wants to do it. That sounds interesting. I think it's something with cowboys, and it's either cowboys mixed with like a cyberpunk or something like that. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, damn, Keanu really likes that cyberpunk style. Like, don't get me wrong, that show was dope. The game, it's sad that they rushed it, and it came out like bad in the beginning, and it hurt the brand big time. But the game, I think it should have just been like over the shoulder more type. But I like that world. I like that style. Like how like half human, half robot. Everything's like very futuristic, very advanced and stuff. And it's like Ready Player One type, and I'm like, damn, that's pretty dope. And now that he wants to do something like that, mixed with like cowboys or something like that, I'm like, damn, that sounds good. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what we need in the entertainment side. Original different takes, I know there was a movie back in the days, like a couple of years ago, like a long time ago. I think it was like over 10 years. When it was Aliens versus Cowboys or some shit like that. Like stupid. Just when you think about it, it's like the title is stupid. But I think the movie was all right. It's like it was one of those bullshit movies where it's like, you know what? Let me just watch it because I don't got nothing else to watch, and why not? But I enjoyed it. I know a lot of people didn't. I don't think it did that good at the box office, but we never heard anything else after that movie. But I think it was a fun movie. You know, it's based on a hotel, I think. Yeah. Okay, so damn, no, I'm not sure about that one. Yeah, we need more originality. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, Cowboys and Aliens, something like that. That Keanu Reeves wants to work on and stuff like that. So I think they're working or they're talking about something like that. And I'm gonna see if I find the post and I'll share it with y'all. But I know that he was in Cyberpunk, and he was back in that movie. I mean that game up a lot. Unfortunately that game didn't do so well. And I feel that they rushed it, and I think that's why GTA 6 has been taking their sweet time. They delayed it because they don't want the same thing on release date, and I think it's the best thing that they can do. I know now once they did the patches to Cyberpunk, if you play it, they did all these updates and stuff. The game looks solid. It's beautiful, and But unfortunately, like it just didn't live up to it. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Let's see. All right, yeah, I got my John Wick collection set with all the movies. Oh, nice. The Continental. Yeah, good old Continental. And you know when it's gonna go down when they give that official when you've been excommunicado. I be like, yo, it's about to get real. The Continental, a John Wick prequel show. Oh, damn, I didn't know about that. I'm gonna have to look into that then. I had no idea. Um, that's the one you was talking about. All right, cool. Damn. Okay, okay. When did that come out? Cause I had no idea that was out there. Is it like with the same cast and everything? Like where can I check it out and stuff? I really, you know what? Y'all got me curious now. I'm about to check this out, man. Let me go and see on Google because I didn't even know. I wasn't even aware. Apparently, I've been living under a rock or something. All right. It's just there's so many things to keep up with. It's like constantly like, if it's not a game that just dropped, it's a new movie. If it's not a new movie, it's a new show. It's like it's always something. The Continental. Let me see. All right. Let me see. Oh, in 2023. Okay, I see it right here. Oh, damn, that's dope. I didn't know about that. The Continental from the World of John Wick 2023. All right, is a crime drama miniseries. Is a prequel to the John Wick film, focusing on the origins of the iconic hotel and its manager, Winston. Oh, nice. Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to check that out. Damn, I had no idea. Damn, y'all put me on game. You see? So that's dope. I'm gonna have to check that out. I like to see all that stuff. So yeah, I didn't know about that. Let's see. Oh, damn, it only lasted one season. Okay. Star Center around Winston. Nice, nice. Yeah, man, these John Wick movies, they're pretty solid and stuff like that, you know. And changing the topic, I don't know if y'all play. Who here plays video games horror type like Resident Evil? I just started playing yesterday. What is it? The new Silent Hill F. I think it's F for four. I don't know whatever the hell it stands for. Yo, that game is crazy as hell, man. It's creepy as shit. Damn, that game was straight up like that. That game, it just mind fucks you. I was like, hell nah. This game is completely Let me be real with y'all. I remember playing the first Silent Hill on what it was. I think it was the first PlayStation. Yo, that game was so damn creepy. Once I made it to the hospital, and you see like those little like they look like little babies with like knives or something. I don't know, creepy as hell. They just come chasing you and stuff. I was like, yeah, screw this game. I never played it again. And we're talking about like this is like early PlayStation days, and I'm like hell nah. And now that I'm playing this, I'm like yo hell nah. This is the reason why I didn't play this game. I play Resident Evil. I mess around with Resident Evil, but Silent Hill, they on some bullshit. They yo like straight up. It's like they're like yo, this is and the warning on it. Damn, the warning on. They're like, yo, this game is straight up hardcore. I'm like, hell nah. So whoever's into those type of games, man, you might enjoy it. You might enjoy it. I'm enjoying it, but at the same time, like, screw these puzzles, man. Like they're too damn hard, and yo, it's like a knockoff of Resident Evil. It's cool for what it is and stuff, but I just stick to Resident Evil. I'm like, nah, man, this is too much. It's like it's just way too much. It's fun, but it's just way too much. Where it's like the horror and all that crap that comes out and stuff like that. Oh, your type of game, like Silent Hill. Nice, nice. Let's see. All right, Resident Evil 2. Damn, that's the last one you played. What was it on the PS2 or the PS the remake that they just brought out like in what was it like in 2018 or something like that? 20 I think it was 2018. Silent Hill games are always wild to me. Yeah, those games are too much, man. I'm like, damn, like they really like focus on that horror and stuff like that. But like the horror that they do on it is just a little bit too much. Where I'm like, yo, like it makes you think like were these developers on acid? Like were they all high while they were making this game? Because it's like the creepy stuff that just come out. I'm like, damn, what the hell? Like this is a little too much. It's like like it gets a little overboard and stuff like that. Resident Evil is dark, but I'm like, damn, like it's not like how Silent Hill. Silent Hill just takes you to another level. like you're on some shrooms and it just takes you to like another level while being on shrooms into ecstasy. I'm like, what the hell? It's like, yo, I remember the movie that came out years ago, and I was like, damn, that movie straight up trip, like straight up. I was like, damn, like the editing and stuff, the CG for what it is, it's still good, but for what that movie is, yo, hell no, man, that's a little too much. Silent Hill games always have they're wild to you. What's up? Have you talked to Terminator on here? Demencio, what's up? Have you talked Terminator on here? Nah, but we could talk about Terminator. Terminator's badass. If you're talking about the movie and stuff like that, hell yeah, the movies and the games, yo, the games, man. Damn, I still got one. What is it? Rise of the Machines, I think, or something like that. The third, I think it was on PS2, I think, or something like that. I still got that, and I'm like, damn, you know what? Yeah, Terminator's a badass franchise too. It sucks what they've done to it. I think the last movie that they put out was straight trash. I was like, damn, here we go again with this agenda garbage. It was good seeing Arnold, but I think at this point it's pointless to even keep on putting him on, into these movies. I will say, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Here's a guilty pleasure. I like Terminator Salvation with Christian Bale. That movie's dope. I actually have it on DVD. I don't even know how I have it on DVD, thinking about it, but I do have it on DVD. And I'm like, that movie's good. I'll watch it from time to time. I don't know what it is about it, and I'm like, damn, this movie's pretty good. And it's like what they were doing with it, I was like, damn, this is a different take on Terminator. To me, it's like more of, I guess, it's like a different point of view. Maybe like survivors within that world and stuff like that. After what is it, Skynet, when they take over and things like that. But it's an entertaining movie. It's one of those that's like, yo, you know what? I'll watch it because why not? I'll probably watch that again sometime, maybe this week or something. Now that I'm thinking about it, because it's actually an underrated movie. I know a lot of people didn't like it. I don't even think it did good at the box office either. But for what it is, I actually like that more than that last Terminator we got with that lady. I forgot what her name was. I think it was what, Jamie Lee Curtis, that she was on it and stuff like that. But yeah, that last Terminator movie was trash, man. It was what they've done to it. The first three movies are solid. Yeah, yeah. To me, the second one is the best one. Third one was good. I liked it. First one was good for what it is, but the second one, I don't know what it is. It's just, I don't know, that bike chase scene, and then with the helicopter and at the end and stuff. I'm like, damn. When he has the shotgun with the roses, I'm like, damn. They really went. Like they made it badass. And I don't know. I just feel movies are not like that no more. I don't know what it is about the '80s, late '80s, and early '90s. Up to like probably like '97, '98. Movies they didn't hold back. They were just like, yo, they went all out, and they were entertaining for what they were and stuff. The agenda took over the Terminator franchise. Yeah, that's what ruined it, man. Honestly, that movie came out, and let's be real. Let's say it how it is. Terminator and all these movies that got affected by it is because, of course, during that woke era, for years that straight up just dominated unfortunately, it just dominated everything. I'm glad that shit is over. I am so glad. That's why you're seeing that things are changing with everything. Look at that company that just finished selling, EA. They bought them out. Those people in Saudi Arabia that they don't play. They got money, and they don't put up with that woke stuff. Like that's why I'm excited to see what they're gonna do with it. You know, I think things are changing in the sense for everybody that's gonna be good, because now, like I said earlier, um, Sony is gonna be taking away, starting in January, the paid membership for the PlayStation Plus. So you don't have to have a network no more, meaning a paid subscription to play with your friends online. And all this time is like, yo, why do we have to pay like what, like over $100 just to play like 2 or 3 games, if anything? Like I haven't had the PlayStation Network in like probably over 2.5 years. This was probably gonna be my third year, and I was like, I don't even plan on getting it. Just because I'm like, I'm not gonna pay a membership for just one game that I play. Most of the time, I'm always playing like Fortnite just because I'm unlocking shit and stupid shit on it. And it's free. You can play with your friends. You don't have to pay no membership. And I'm like, damn, Sony, why y'all can't be like this? Just make the games for free where everybody's playing. At least we're playing these games. But greedy corporations. And I think everything has caught up to all these companies. It's just not the gaming industry. It's everything right now. Look, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Everything is being affected one way, shape, or form financially. Like it's so bad that look, right now people are finding. So if you collect like McFarlane toys and stuff like that, the Batwing, all right, from the animated series, if I find it, I find it. If I don't, it is what it is. I don't care. I found the McFarlane Batmobile at Target when it was on clearance for like probably like $25, probably less, and that was on clearance like almost a year ago or whatever. And now we have the Batwing. The Batwing's almost like $200. That's regular price. Now it's like $59 and it's showing up at Ross. So I'm like, yo, like I'm trying to get that bitch if I find it, but it just hasn't hit anywhere where I've been around, in my area and stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, like think about this. McFarlane has been taxing people, right? With all these exclusives and store exclusives. Not long ago, the Batman Forever and the Batman and Robin Batmobile also were at Ross for like $30, and these were McFarlane exclusives for the store. So if you're finding stuff like that, you're fine. I just finished buying some Transformers that were Walmart exclusives. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, like all this shit is ending up at Ross because people, one, are broke. Two, like people are just keeping their wallets closed in general to all these expensive, high end products and stuff like that. And it's like people are waking up where it's like, yo, like I'm not even gonna buy it no more. So that's why they're showing up and stuff like that. They're dropping the prices. Then when you go on PlayStation, you see these games that they drop the prices a lot. And it's like, damn, what's going on? It's just that everybody's broke. Like you can't be spending $50 here, $100 there, $30 here, hell, even sometimes $20 here. I've seen and I've heard people in the store. The other day I was when I was looking around at Ross and stuff, because I'm a collector. I buy all these toys, if you want to call it, and stuff like that. Because that's what they are. I was looking for Transformers and stuff, and there was this one guy, and he was straight up like looking through the shit. He was like, you could tell this dude was either a scalper or this dude was like after something specifically. And then he was just talking to himself. I was like, yo, I ain't even gonna acknowledge this dude whenever I see somebody like that. Just because when they talk, they probably just don't stop. So I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna pretend I don't even hear him. And he was just straight up complaining. And he was like, oh, 1999 is too much. I can't do 1999. And like he probably was saying that out loud before I can be like, hey, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna jump in the conversation. And I was like, nah, I ain't even getting into that. I was like, nah, man. Like I acted like the little monkeys, like I ain't hearing shit, I ain't saying shit, and I ain't seeing shit. And I was like, yeah, not today. I was like, they ain't got shit. I'm out to the next store. I hit up like three other Rosses and I found the stuff. But it's crazy because like people are like out there, and even while things are on sale, people are still holding back. And it's because it's showing you, one, the economy is bad. The economy has always been bad, period. That's always since the beginning of time to the day of today. That shit's always gonna be bad. We already know it's all political bullshit. That's all it is. And just seeing how people are struggling, people are picking and choosing. They're like, yo, it's either $20 on this item or $20 on gas. And then there's people that is like, like unfortunately, they had to pick and choose, like, yo, like, am I going to put gas or am I gonna feed my family? And I'm gonna be real with you, as a collector, like we're all feeling the crunch. We're all feeling, we're all trying to like, try and stretch our dollars and shit like that. And it gets to a point where I'm like, I ain't gonna eat this plastic. You get what I'm saying? I'll be like, if I find it again, I'll find it. If I don't, I just don't. It is what it is. I've had to do that too, because of course, it's like this shit's real. It's real life. And then I'll be like, yo, if I find it, so be it. And then I found it some other day, and I was like, yo, that shit's crazy. Like no lie, like all this week I found some stuff, and I'm like, all right, cool. It is what it is, and it's good. And then I leave some for the next person so they can buy it and stuff like that. And it's good. But it just shows you how everything, it's like everything is on sale, and like, and even like that, people are still not buying it, which is crazy because it's like, damn, like that's how serious the financial situation is in this industry. And it's not just with the movies. We're talking about movies, with games, with collectibles, everything in general. Shit, even food on its own. It's crazy. And it's like everybody's right now just on that same one and stuff like that. It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. And when you have people just straight up like not even buying when the shit's on clearance, like it tells you everything. Like I can only imagine, WB, what they feel like with how bad Superman and their merchandise is doing, because nobody's buying it. You know, it's just sitting overstocked everywhere. It's hitting up all these clearance outlets, and it's still not even moving. You know, like you have Ollie's, right? Ollie's is like Ross, but you know it's even worse. That's what they say that everything goes to like end right before it goes to the dump. At Ollie's, you still have stuff from Wakanda. What is it? Wakanda Forever, Black Panther, that movie. The last Star Wars, and there's something else. Oh, Eternals, and even that shit is not selling. So that tells you everything. It's like people are still not buying it. They're like 5.99, 6.99. People are still not paying for that, and it's like, how do you justify that? You know, it's like that's why I'm like, what must WB be talking behind closed doors with how all of its product isn't selling? You know, with Superman, they didn't make the numbers that they wanted. The physical media is not moving. And like I went to Walmart yesterday and I was like, damn, that shit's just there stocked. Like nobody's buying it. You know, like meanwhile the other section, anime, that shit's always empty. That I'm like, damn, you know, like everybody's always buying anime shit. And then you go like the same thing to Target, all that shit is overstocked. And I'm like, damn, that's crazy. I remember when the Snyder Cut came out, like I was looking for it for a while and I couldn't find it. I was like, it sold out everywhere. You would go Best Buy, sold out. You went to Target, sold out. You went to Walmart, it was sold out everywhere. It was sold out. And then until one day I just randomly came across it. They had 2 copies left at Target. And then I was like, yo, let me get it. And that's the one that I just happened to get. That was the 4K one. And to me, I'm like, I don't care about the 4K. I'm just like, whatever, regular. Blu-ray is all good to me. I'm like, you know, I'm good with it. But I said, you know what? Screw it. I took it. I got it. And I go sometimes to like when I go to the store and I don't find it. I'm like, damn, there's nothing on the shelves anymore. You know, it's like, of course, they're trying to remove physical media and stuff like that. But that's what it is. You know, that's what it comes down to and stuff like that. It's pretty nuts. It's pretty nuts. You know. Let's see, let's see. All right, let me just catch up with y'all and stuff. Um, yeah, the woke stuff's getting rejected. People are tired of that. You know, people are they're done with it. Yeah, nobody's buying stuff. Sosa Broly, what's up? What's up? Appreciate you for watching. Also, everything's on sale because nobody's buying. Nah, yeah, that's true. No, no lie. Like I bought these Transformers. Look, I kid you not. Retail price, they're like $25 for a deluxe, right? For a little small figure. $25, you think about it, you get two, that's already $50. And it's like that, these little things, the box is bigger than the figure. And I'm like, man, screw that. I just happened to find them at Ross for $7.99. I was like, yo, these things coming home with me. You get what I'm saying? Like even with tax, they still don't add up to $20. I was like, hell yeah, let's go. You see what I'm saying? And I'm like, it shows you if these companies were to get their heads out of their asses, they would be like, yo, let's just charge what we're selling them at Ross. They would still make a profit, but no, they want to go ahead and increase the price, and then they want to go ahead and blame tariffs and all this bullshit. It's like, come on, man, come on. This is just another excuse for them to like keep on taxing us and stuff like that, you know. And then you have other places that you buy, you know, like where you want to pre-order stuff, and then they want to hit you with these tariff prices and all this bullshit. I'm like, come on, man, come on, let's stop these games, you know. You make life and death decisions at the gas pump. Hell yeah. Let's not even talk about the gas station. The gas station is straight up, yo, like I be seeing how it keeps pumping. I'm like, damn, what the hell, man? Like you see the money, it just keeps going and going and going, and you see the gas, you barely getting gas. I'll be getting mad. I'll be looking at that pump. I'll be like, man, y'all play too much. I'll be like, look at this fucking gas, yo, like straight up, you know. I always think about Lavelle Crawford. Now that you said that, I don't know if y'all know him, but he's a comedian. But he has a joke like from his early days, and he talks about that with the gas. And we're talking about this is like, damn, this is probably like early 2000s. Um, and he talks about the joke where it's like he's at the gas station and he's like, you know, you be getting mad when people be asking you for a ride. Hey, you know, can you drop me off? Be like, yo, I just filled up my tank, you know? And he's like, I be pumping at that gas station. He's like, I be pumping at that gas station and he be trying to get the last drop. And he's like, that last drop ain't going to the ground. I'm put it right into the tank. You know, he carries it and he puts it into the tank. He's hilarious. Look into him. Lavelle Crawford. This guy is funny as shit. I'm talking about, and when he makes that joke, I'm like, damn, that's how I be feeling at the pump, the same way. Yeah, times we're living in. Yeah, unfortunately. Edward, what's up? What's up? Just here hanging with y'all and stuff like that. We're just here chilling and things like that. I know. What is it? Today's Saturday and stuff. So I know everybody's getting ready to go out, hang out, all that good stuff. You know, let me ask y'all something real quick. what y'all prefer? Live streams like on the weekends, like right now, like this time, or later out in the, I guess, in the evening and the nighttime? Just because I know, like, I'm in the East Coast, so I'm like 3 hours behind. I mean, what is it? 3 hours ahead from the West, and then of course like 2 hours from the Midwest and stuff like that. So it's like I try to put it at a time where everybody can be on more or less. Because if I do it too late, then I know other people are gonna be like knocked out, going to sleep and stuff like that. So it's like, what do y'all prefer? You know, like the time zones and stuff like that. Just because so I can keep it in mind, because I know I'll be doing these streams random, but it's good to know. So like when I do the next one and stuff like that, because tomorrow, like I said, I'm gonna do another one, but I want to do open mic tomorrow. You know, like I won't lie, the last time we did the, like 2 days ago, we did that last open mic. It was dope. Everybody was good with it. You know, I like how everybody kept it cool. We were, expressing and saying how we felt, which is good. And everybody kept it cool. And like the first time, at first when I did, man, thing got out of control. That's why now I'm trying to keep it, like simple like that and stuff like that. Um, Let's see. Where's the Marvel? What's up? Finally you could be here. Hello, mate. What's up? Nothing much, just here. Yes, sir. You already know it. Restore the Snyderverse. Current here. Oh, you're in Australia. 10:10 a.m. Wow. Man, much love to Australia. Wow. 10:10 in the morning over there. Man. And over here, it's barely, I'll tell you right now, 8:10 at night. So yeah, it's a big time difference. Man, Australia. Nice, nice. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's see. Ayla Brown, what? Bowie. Sonic 3 star should play Aquaman and Mara's daughter. Adriana Curry and Timothy should play Arthur Jr. in Aquaman 3 with Jason Momoa. Yeah, I guess, if they could find a way to put it in there, I guess, because yeah, I guess they could do one more, because I see that Aquaman, and well, that's the hard part now when you think about it. The first Aquaman does take place a little bit after, if you want to say the Snyder cut. So yeah, yeah, I guess you could still throw another movie in there. Why not? Why not? That's how I see it. As long as they can connect it and make it all make sense, then yeah, they can do that. It's pretty crazy how, like, now you're saying that on a third Aquaman film, if they were to make it, I just think about how WB did Ben Affleck so dirty. Like, in his whole career, the only Batman, the actor that never got his own standalone film. What a shame. That's a shame, And with Henry Cavill, at least we got one movie. Wonder Woman, we got two movies. Flash, we got one movie. I'm like the studio, man. Like, they clearly didn't care, and it's like, yo, you guys had all this quality, and they just threw it away. But with James Gunn, they're just rolling with it, and it's not working. It's literally everything is doing bad, everything, and it's so generic, and they're okay with that, And it's like they're just trying to justify it, but it's because their ego, It really sucks. It really does. Should Aquaman get a third movie? I kind of want Momoa to get his hook hand from the '90s animated Justice League instead. His series. I mean, if they could do it, yeah. I mean, why not? I think, yeah, why not? I mean, screw it. Just screw it. As long as it takes place, it would have to take place before Dark Side takes him out. Yeah, that would be the best thing that they could do. Because let's not forget, remember when we saw with Dark Side, he used the, what is it, the those beams from the eye, and he killed the Aquaman. So it's like, that's what we see at the end of the Snyder cut, that Zack moved forward with Mara, and she has the trident from Arthur. So that's pretty cool. I like what he was doing, and he's setting up with that. Like it's saying, like, all right, Aquaman is done in this timeline, which is good. I'm like, that's cool. That's not a problem. But it would be nice to get one, final film with him before those events actually happen. And that's it. Just wrap up his story arc, and that would be a done deal. I would be like, that's it. Like, that's it. Like, now we're gonna move into the Nightmare timeline with what Zach was already preparing with the epilogue scene and stuff like that. So yeah, that would be cool. Zubair Zuzu, have you seen Training Day? Hell yeah, that movie's good. Training Day, that's a badass movie, big time. It's one of my favorites. Yeah, he wrote the screenplay for that epic movie. Yeah, that movie is amazing. I like to watch it from time to time. I think they have it currently on Tubi. I know they had it the other day. I'm not sure if it's still there, but yeah, that movie's really really good, really really good. I love that movie. That movie, Training Day, is good. I know there's another one too. It's not from David Ayer. It's about cops also. I think it's called, oh, The Watch. I think it's called The Watch. I don't know, but it's also similar to that movie. That movie's good too. With like two, I think it's like two cops that they're friends in LA, and they get in. They're just doing their daily activities as cops, and they just encountered situations and stuff like that. That movie's good too. End of Watch, I think. I think it's called End of Watch. That movie is good. If y'all haven't seen that, and if you like those type of movies where, like, like cops and gangsters and the streets of LA and all that stuff, that's a good movie right there. End of Watch. Yeah, really really good. I know there's another one too that's a comedy. I think it was Let's Be Cops or something like that. Something like, I know it was a comedy that came out like maybe a few years ago. That movie was good too. For it being a comedy, I was like, damn, that movie's pretty solid. The dude that works there, the main villain in that movie, I was like, that dude could be a Joker. Straight up, he could be a Joker in a DC movie. That dude has so much energy. The bad guy in that movie. If y'all haven't seen it, I don't remember what it's called. Oh, is it called Best Cop? Oh, you're saying Best Cop is RoboCop. My bad. I read that wrong. Yeah. I don't remember what that movie's called. I think it's called Let's Be Cops or something like that. It's pretty much a comedy movie, but it's really good. Like, it's not like a stupid comedy. It's just the two main actors. They pretend to be cops, and they want to be cops, but then they get tangled up in a real life situation, and then they see what it's like to be real cops and stuff like that. So it's a good movie. It's a good movie. When you watch it and stuff like that. Let's see. Hell yeah, RoboCop. You already know it. The last RoboCop we got was pretty solid. I liked it. If Wonder Woman gets a third movie, and in the present, should Cheetah return as the actual main villain? Yeah, yeah, because she didn't die. So I would like to see her come back. And let's not forget, before this whole reboot and everything that happened with James Gunn, remember they were setting up, I think it was the Injustice League. They were going to set up with Lex Luthor. What's his with Cheetah? She was supposed to be in it. What it was this one too? Damn, I can't remember right now. Black Manta. From all these movies that we saw, they were setting up and stuff. That's why when you see Lex talk with Deathstroke, that he says it. He tells Deathstroke, he's like, shouldn't we have a league of our own? Meaning, because he was hinting they were building already, teasing. Remember that after the first Justice League movie, we were supposed to get the Ben Affleck movie. That's when he came out, and he teased that what it was like 5 seconds of Deathstroke that he shot with Joe. So they were trying to set up to that, but of course, what happened with Ben, and he stepped away because his problem with the alcohol and stuff like that he had at the time. That ended up just getting scrapped. So yeah, they were building up to something that was gonna be real good. So yeah, I wouldn't mind her coming back to reprise her role and stuff like that. Let's see. I did. He could definitely play Joker. Yeah, that guy on that movie. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Hey, CS, everything is getting too expensive, like you said. For example, on Etsy, I found the Batman costume from Batman vs Superman that you really want to get it because it costs 504. Damn, $500, which is ridiculous. Yeah, that's insane. I know people be taxing. They be taxing. I know, like, that unless it's like real good quality, probably that's why it's so expensive. Yeah, I would look around. I mean, you can still find it, or probably commission a cosplayer. Like, if you know any cosplayers that are local in your area, just put a post out there and be like, "Yo, I'm willing to do a commission." Because what you could do also, like, I cosplay myself. I like to, like, build costumes and stuff like that. Probably I'll show y'all some pictures and things that I've done. But when I made my Batman Arkham Origins costume, yo, I straight up went low budget. But when I went to a con with it, everybody was taking pictures with that bitch. I was like, hell yeah. That's why I was like, hell yeah, take pictures with it. That's why I made it for. And it came out real good. I made it all out of foam, nothing crazy. Just plain black pants, and just put the foam pads. I just cut the shape to what it was, from photo references from the actual costume, and I think I still have some of the templates there still that I have. And then I just ended up buying like a cow, like a real, latex heavy duty cow that I sold it a few years ago on eBay because I was like, I don't need this no more. So I sold it to somebody else that wanted it. No regrets. It was from the Dark Knight, so I just used that cow because I couldn't find one for the Arkham Origins, and I just used that one. So whatever, it's pretty solid. So yeah, I know these costumes can be expensive. Damian Wayne's son was in it. Oh, okay, that's his son. Okay, okay. You want to see Giganta? Which is that one? Legion of Doom. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what they were setting up. Also, they were teasing Legion of Doom. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, all of that. Also the conflict between Batman and Deathstroke. Yep, yep. That damn that Ben Affleck movie would have been dope, man. Who knows what was gonna be in it? But from what we were hearing, it was supposed to be very, very good. So man, it's a shame, man. It's a shame. I would have liked Wonder Woman movie that was supposed to be set in the 1800s. Yeah, we were supposed to get that, and again they robbed us. Jesse's Lex Luthor, Children Lex 3, Jackson, and Luna should be added to DCEU. Yeah, yeah, that would be good if they were to do. It's a shame, like I look at it, I'm like, damn, WB, like y'all could be eating even more if y'all were to still, like if they were to do how they're doing right now, all right, with James Gunn and his DCU, Matt Reeves universe, whatever you want to call it, Reeves verse or whatever. They could just include the Snyderverse there too. Do it as a alternative timeline. That's it. It doesn't have to connect with anything, especially now how James Gunn's doing all these pocket dimensions and portals and doors opening and all that shit that he's doing. I'm like, what's the big deal? Like, what's the big deal? Why y'all can't include us in it? Like it's so hard. Like that's what I see. I'm like, it's not hard. Like they just choose not to and stuff like that. Imagine the Lex family in the DCEU. Yeah, that would be wild. That would be. I think it would get a little too out of hand though. Like it'll just be a little too much. Sometimes, like I see that they can do a lot of things, but I think it'll be just a little bit too much when it comes to like the live action and stuff. If Clark and Lois are going to have a son named Clark Jr. and Man of Steel 2 or the Superman series, then my fan cast is Zachary Gordon, Diary of a Wimpy Kid star, as Clark Kent Jr. in the DCEU. Oh, nice. I never thought of that one, but yeah. Let's see. Hey, sorry, accidentally exit out of the chat. Do you say something about the Batman cosplay? Oh yeah, yeah. No, I was just saying about the Batman cosplay, like that I make cosplays also. So like I have made an Arkham Origins costume, and it was low budget, but it still came out good. I would suggest just if you have cosplayers around your area, do commission work with them, and try to work something out. Maybe they could build you something. And just buy probably the gauntlets, the gloves, the cow, the boots, just see what you can find on like probably from Ruby's makes those costumes and stuff like that, and just have somebody like airbrush, like probably the padding or the muscles on the costume. And they even sell the belt if you're trying to get the Ben Affleck style, like the costume or cosplay. I'm not sure if you want it, or unless you want like a real deal, then yeah, you're gonna have to spend some money because those things are expensive. Wonder Woman and Apocalypse fighting Darkseid and Granny Goodness Furies. Yeah, that would have been dope. That really would have been dope, honestly. Um, that's what they were trying to set up. That's why she died with when she dies at the end of the Snyder cut. It was just giving us a glimpse of the future events that were gonna happen, and that's when she was supposed to come back as a like the I guess the evil version of her and stuff like that. Again, there's so much potential, so much wasted potential with the DCEU, and it's wild, It's like every time you just think about what could have been, but they chose instead to go with a reboot, and this reboot isn't doing it. It's just not working for them. Let's see. Should David Cornsett be a DCU version of John Kent's Superboy? Yeah, I wouldn't oppose to that. I really wouldn't oppose to that. He would fit more to that instead of what he is with Superman. Honestly, you know what? I think that would be a lot better. Um, I think James Gunn should have just done that instead of Superman. He should have gone with Superboy instead. He would have been able to like pull it off with him. But what's done is done. I think at this point, what's done, there's no fixing the damage. I'd rather see Clayface in the Nightmare sequence. Yeah, yeah, that would be interesting. Seeing what they would do with that. Gotcha. I should get in touch with cosplayers, but I want Ben Affleck style. Yeah, yeah. You could do commissions. Just tell them what you want. Be like, hey, look, you know, like, they're probably gonna be like, how much you want to spend or how much money you have, and you just tell them, hey, look, what can I do with this amount of money? Like this is what I'm trying to build. Or if you want to really get creative, just look around, on YouTube, and see how to make one, and just get ideas. Just watch a few videos, do your research, make a list of what you need, how much it's going to cost you, how much you have to spend, and just go from that. I'm sure you'll find something. You'll find. Etsy could get a little bit expensive because people are starting to tax everywhere now. Fortunately, that's what people are doing. The diaper boy. Yeah, pretty much. If WB and Zach adds Clark and Lois' daughter, Kara, in the DCU, then my fan cast is Sadie Sink as Kara Kent. That would be cool. That could. I think that could work also. Man, I would love to see, honestly, Henry Cavill's Superman team up with Sasha Kai as Supergirl. Damn, man, such a missed opportunity from WB. Like that's something that I think it would have wowed everybody. I don't know. It just would have took everybody by storm. But again, just the studio just being themselves, what they usually do as always. Screw things up. But who knows? That's how we have to keep on fighting for it. Because down the road things are gonna change, and good stuff will come back and things. So it's just a matter of time, and showing the studio, and once whoever buys WB, show them, hey, look, there's still a demand. People still want this. Like what's up? And I'm sure the right person is watching, and meaning whoever's in the studio that they're gonna buy. It just takes that one person to make the push, and then everything from there can happen. Because that's what happened with AT&T when they put out the Snyder Cut. When everybody was against it, oh, it was never gonna happen. It just took one person, and it happened. I know Jason Kalar, whatever his name is. He made something happen, so I give him credit. And we got it. And of course you have Pam Abdi and Mike DeLuca, that they pushed for it. We were pushing for it, all of us. That we were fighting, and we didn't stop. So if we didn't stop back then, why are we gonna stop now? All it is it's in due time and stuff. You understand? You said you can check the rubies. How do you spell it? Just like that, rubies. Rubies costumes. Just Google it and just put rubies Batman or DC, rubies DC costumes, and you'll start getting the costumes and things like that. So, yeah, you'll find some stuff. They make a lot of good stuff. They make the cheap version, and then they make the high end one. You might be able to get the high end one for a good price, because especially now that's Halloween. This month is the time to like look for it, and you'll find it. It's out there. All you gotta do is just keep looking and stuff. We were going to get that on the Rock verse. Yeah, big time, big time. Like it's true when the Rock said himself that the hierarchy of power was going to change, and once James Gunn came in, it's like James Gunn said, "Hell no," It's like he just came in. He's like, "No, the hell you're not," and he just ruined everything, And since there until now, everything's been getting screwed up, man. And it sucks. It really sucks. Like I am not interested in nothing DC's putting out right now. Honestly, I'm just not interested anymore. That's why I'm not even watching Peacemaker. I'm not. And every time HBO Max they put little clips and stuff, even those things suck. I'm like, damn, this is how low we've gone, And it's like, yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. You hope we're getting a comic book accurate Storm. She's dark skin. Period. Yeah, yeah. Hopefully. I'm so tired of race swap, gender swap, whatever swap they want to do when it comes to these characters. If the character's one way in the comic book, keep it like that. Like there's no reason why to change it, and oh, let's do this version. Let's go with this one. Let's no, man. Just just stick with who the character is. It's like that's it. It's like we're all tired from that. We're literally all exhausted from what Hollywood has been doing to all of our characters. Unfortunately, that whole woke mentality agenda, it still lurks, and it's still deep in Hollywood, because of course it's Hollyweird, and that world revolves around it. They always want to push some type of message or whatever, but we're sending it loud and clear when we don't watch it and we don't support it. That's how we do it, and that's how we win. Let's see. Awesome. I much prefer high quality costume. You just bought body measurements tape for your from Michaels. Oh, okay, cool, cool. Yeah, hell yeah. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, honestly. But yeah, so with that being said, I want to thank y'all for tuning in, for watching. I'll be back tomorrow. Don't forget, tomorrow I will be going and I'll be doing an open mic. So if y'all want to go on tomorrow, just feel free. Like I said, we're gonna do the same thing like we're doing, just chatting. It's good to hear y'all and stuff like that. So we can interact and things like that. Just keeping it positive, staying chill. Even if we disagree, it's cool. But it's not always about DC. We could talk about whatever, like we just did right now. It's good. It's always it's refreshing, if you want to say, and stuff like that. But with that being said, thanks for watching. Y'all have a good Saturday. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Stay safe out there, and peace out.